thought I would do a little recording. This is going to be episode, I believe, 121 of the LostTrailRunner Podcast. Hey, Ron here. I'm out at Yellow River on the trail today, and I'm not really sure what's going on. I pulled into the parking lot, and there were signs that said the trails are closed, so right now I'm just kind of walking around checking things out to see if they really are before I start running. And it's a Sunday morning, actually Sunday afternoon, in Gwinnett County, Georgia. Let's see, where can we start? A couple of weeks ago, I felt like I needed to maybe get in another race before I go down to Disney to do the 10K. And of course, a trail race isn't really a good race to use for to see where you're at, because they're usually slower than a road race. And a lot more stuff on the trail to watch out for than when you're on a road. But anyway, there was a race at Fort Yargo State Park out in Winder, Georgia, yesterday, the 13th of October. So that was a race I picked to do because they had a 5K, and that was about the distance I wanted to go. I didn't really want to do a longer race. Lately, I've been liking those short races. They're just the right size. Get you out in the woods, get a good run in, and don't have to suffer. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in suffering mode lately. Anyway, I mentioned to my daughter Laura that I was going to be doing that race, and she said, well, I think I'll do it too. So she registered, and we went out to Fort Yargo yesterday morning, and it was the first cool morning of the year. I think it was about 53, 54 degrees and sunny, so it was really a nice morning for a run. And we ran that 5K trail race, and it was a really nice course. It wasn't really hilly, which was a change, because usually whenever I do these trail races, they've got not necessarily long hills, but just steep short ones and stuff like that, you know. But this one was just a good, easy course. Nice to run, felt good, cool morning. And I came in second in my age group, which if I would have known that the person that was ahead of me, I would have tried a little bit harder to try to catch him. But because last month in September, I did a nighttime trail race over at Little Mulberry Park. It started at 8:30 at night, and I finished 3 minutes ahead of the person that beat me yesterday. So if I would have known he was ahead of me, I would have tried to be a little bit more competitive. But, you know, that's the way it goes. He probably did the same thing the month before at the night race. Just, you know, I was in my zone. I was doing my run-walk routine. I was running 45 seconds, walking 20. And I really wasn't pushing hard, and I had a really good run. And actually, doing that 45-20, I actually passed quite a few people on the trail during the race. I've had that happen before in trail races, though, because a lot of people, they take off, you know, the first mile or so, and then they kind of die later on. And if you're just doing a steady run walk, like I do. You just eventually catch up with them because you're not burned out. Anyway, so I came in second place in my age group. I ran, my unofficial time was 37:55, and it was probably pretty close to the regular time too, because these trail races I run, he has a chip reader at the finish line but not at the start. So basically the race starts when he fires the gun, regardless of when you go across the start line. So you don't have a chip time, you just have an overall time for the race. So in his races, when he fires the gun, I start my watch, even if it's going to take me a couple of seconds to get across the start line. And so probably 37:55 is pretty close to the official time for that race, which ends up being probably a little over 12-minute pace, which isn't bad for me for a trail race, particularly doing a 45:20. So that is what transpired yesterday. And today, being out here at Yellow River, I was planning on running 35 to 45 minutes on the trail. And then they had these signs saying the trail's closed. Well, as you can probably hear from my footsteps, I'm on the trail walking, and I haven't seen any people out here or any signs on the trail saying it's closed, so I don't know if it is or not. I noticed when I got in the parking lot there were some cars with bike racks, so this is a mountain bike park that I'm in, and all the bikes were off the racks and gone, so they must be out here riding somewhere. I'm not sure where. So, and then again, some of the trails may be closed and some may be open. It just depends. I haven't been paying any attention where I'm walking on the trail. And there's some various trails out here that just meander around. So, yeah, I'm going to have to use the backtrack. Well, I can't even use the backtrack option on my watch because I didn't even start it. I'm just walking. So we'll just basically walk until we get out of here, I guess. I hear people somewhere off in the distance. I'm listening. See if I can hear any clanking of mountain bikes. Oh, I hear some voices. Must be somebody riding over here somewhere. We'll see. Anyway. So I think I'm going to go for now. Maybe take some photos while I'm on this walk. And maybe come back. I don't know if I gave you any rundown on that night trail race that I did. So I might do that too. I see a couple of bikes off through the woods there riding. Okay, well, we'll see you. Bye.
Can't you hear my baby whine? shot and killed a banker, and for that I have no shame. And for that I have no shame. On my land I plan to stay. And now I'm headed down to Georgia, gonna hang at the light of day. I'm gonna hang at the light of day. Shot it. Now I hear them still Wheels Whine. Oh, the sound of the steel rail wine. Train is at the station, in my new city's being tied. I live my life to land a nation, and for my land I now die. For my land I now die.
Well, I'm back. What originally was going to be a run on the trail has ended up being a walk on the trail. I got so comfortable out here walking, I just decided to continue. Today was supposed to be a cross-training day anyway, after the race, and I had thought, well, maybe I'll do a trail run or something like that. But I got out here on the trail, walking comfortable and everything. I just decided I'd just keep walking. And I finally turned on my GPS. So, let's see. I've walked, maybe I'm close to a mile with my GPS on, which means I've probably walked about a mile and a half, because I think I had close to a half mile when I turned it on. But I just got on this trail and started walking, and said, oh, it's a nice afternoon. It's cool, sunny, and I'm comfortable. I might as well just keep walking. And that's what I'm doing. What I did is wherever I came to an intersection in the trail, I just dragged my foot to mark which direction to go. That way I wouldn't have to worry about getting lost out here on these trails. That's the easiest thing to do. Just come to an intersection, put yourself a marker out on the ground, so when you coming back, you can identify it. Make it something that you'll remember, of course. In my case, I have to drag my foot and make an arrow which direction I'm going to go, which works okay. Hopefully. I just went by a split in the trail that I didn't mark, so we'll see what happens here. Anyway, what else can I talk about? Coming up on the 10K race down at Disney. That's going to be on the 3rd of November. Today's what? I don't know what today's date is. The 14th of October. So, a couple of weeks. We're going to go down to Disney. My daughter and my second oldest son, they both committed to running the 10K too. And we're going to stay at Port Orleans Riverside, run the 10K race. We're going to go down there. We're going to get there Thursday and leave Sunday, I guess, to come back up here. So we'll have, I've walked 22 and a half minutes. I wonder, I just hit another split there. I don't know if that was one I should have taken or not. There's some I didn't mark. Anyway, we're going to get there like Thursday afternoon, so we'll have Thursday evening, all day Friday. Saturday's the race, then we'll leave Sunday. So we thought that we'd try to find some place to go out to eat down there Thursday night. Saturday, probably just go over to, what do they call it now, Disney Springs. Used to be Main Street Disney, where the shopping area where the restaurants and the stores are and all that stuff. Go over there and hang out, because there's a lot of stuff over there. Plus, from Port Orleans Riverside, there's a boat that'll take you over there. So we'll go over there, hang out that day, and then run the race Saturday morning, and then go to one of the parks Saturday afternoon and evening. In the past, when I've gone down there, when I've gone to the parks, I've got a park hopper pass where you can go to multiple parks, but since we're only going to go one afternoon, I figure I'll just pick one park. We haven't figured out which one yet. There's too many. There's somebody on another trail over there. You hear him? Kid on a bike with his dad, it looks like. So, anyway, I haven't gone to any of the new stuff they've opened up. I think like the Star Wars things opened up over at Hollywood Studios and things like that. I guess Pandora's opened up over, I don't even know where that's at. Maybe near the Animal Kingdom or something. Or in the Animal Kingdom. I have no idea. Because I haven't been down there since, 2011. So a lot of things have changed in that many years. So we'll see. But I hope to have a decent race. I'm not looking to set any world records. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. I had it marked good. I came to a intersection out here on the trail where like 4 trails all came together. And I'm going, uh-oh, what did I do now? But I marked it, which is good. See how easy that was? Just keep on moseying. So when we finish the race, then we'll head to the parks. Of course, the race starts up in the parking lot by the Polynesian, I believe, Polynesian Hotel, and it finishes in Epcot. Well, Port Orleans isn't that far from Epcot, so I don't know if we'll catch a bus back or not. But back in 2011, when I went down to run the half marathon, we didn't even go to the parks that weekend, and we had plenty of things to do. It's like when you're at Disney, I mean, you can go to the parks and get in the crowds and have a good time, but you can also just kind of invent your own little, vacation without the parks. There's so many things to do down in that area. I mean, we stayed on Disney property the whole time, but caught the boat over to Disney Springs and ate out at different themed restaurants and all sorts of things like that. So hopefully the weather holds up. I don't want any hurricanes to be coming through Florida about the time we go down there. And Hurricane Michael hit the Panhandle, so it didn't do anything to Central Florida. So everything ought to be fine. I think I'm gonna rent a car to drive down there. That seems to be the thing for me to do. That's what I did when I went to Charleston last year. I rented a car, and of course last year I got Sirius XM on the car when I went for entertainment while I was driving, but this year I've got Sirius XM on my phone, and all you gotta do is plug it in the USB on the car and you've got it in the car, so I don't have to worry about that. And when you're taking a long trip, it's nice to have satellite radio because stations don't fade out and all that stuff. Anyway, I'm still here on the trail walking. I've run into one person on this trail, and then there were a couple of people on bicycles over on a trail adjacent to this one, not too far off. I could see them through the woods, and I could hear them really loud. So, such a nice day. I think that's why I went for the leisurely walk today instead of worrying about getting a run in. I'm just in a leisurely mood after my walk. I might go somewhere and get something to eat for lunch and then head back home. I might even watch an NFL football game. Who knows? I watched my Central Florida team win yesterday. They were down at halftime like 30-14, I think. And they came back and won it 31-30. And I think they got the longest winning streak in college football right now. I think they've won 19 in a row. Might be 18, but I think it's 19. A lot of leaves have fallen. You can tell fall's finally here. We've had a little cool snap yesterday and today. Temperature will probably start creeping back up again this week. That's what usually happens. And then it'll drop again. As long as we have decent weather. I hate when it's windy and rainy and the temperature drops. So, well, it's time to shut this mic off again and walk some more. And I'll be back talking to you later on. See ya.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. We'll be here next time. Keep the emails coming in and be sure to subscribe.